Hello boys and girls, welcome to a very sunny day here in Manchester and the MK2 Golf Stories. Got a short video today. We're just going to quickly run through giving the injectors on the GTD a clean. Short video, let's do it. So we've removed the hoses off the fuel filter and just bypassed them like this. We've got some clear hoses. So into the intake line, we're putting it into this bottle. One long, one short. Which we've got filled with Liquid Moly. And we're going to have the same for the return line. So the fuel pump will pull this stuff through the engine and it will return it back down into the bottle. That should hopefully clear the injectors. This is the stuff we're using, Liquid Moly diesel. Let the engine run for a few minutes until the bottle is nearly empty and then stop it, and this should give the injectors a good cleaning. So there we go, that's the injectors cleaned. We'll see in the next day or two if it makes any difference to how the car is starting up. So we've run the Moly through the engine and through the injectors. It's not really made any difference. The car's still really struggling to start if it's cold. It's blowing out loads of white smoke when you dip the accelerator. So we suspect we've got a couple of faulty injectors. So I'm going to take the injector lines off and soak the injectors with some WD-40, and then tomorrow I'll whip the injectors off and I'll pass them to my mate Albie, who you've seen before, and he's going to test them with an injector tester. I suspect we'll find at least 2 of the injectors to be fucked. Okay. So we're going to undo all these nuts on the injector lines and take these off. And to do that, we need a 17mm spanner, and we'll have to put some rags down here to stop any more diesel getting on my rubber hoses. There's already quite a lot on there, but you know, let's try and get as little as possible. So we'll try on doing these ones first. Okay. Oh, just fucking bent my dipstick as well. Leave that out. It's not easy to get to, fuck me. So I've had a bit of brainwave. I'm just going to mark things up with some masking tape and a marker rather than writing on them, because I'm not going to be able to see that. 1. There we go. 2. 3. 4. Much better. I'll do the same down here. Let's have a look. I'm going to stick on there, I think. No. See 3 and 4 written on there still, so that should be okay. Anyway, let's continue to remove these. Undo these. Oh. Oh. That one is not turning, so I'm going to give it a soak. Some WD-40. So we can loosen it off a bit. Yeah, they're loosening. Number one off. Making me more room to work on it and get these off. That two's the one I can't get off, isn't it? Where I take three off. Of course, as well as your dipstick, you've got to be careful of any wires and connections around. Let's get to this one now. Easy. Right, I can't get it off at the moment, so I'm going to have to leave that for now. Okay, so let me show you the problem we're having. This is the nut which we can't get off. As you can see, it's going onto a check valve. Now, here are the other check valves at the top. As you can see, they've got nice flat edges on to get a spanner on. By trying to undo the nut on the pipe, we've totally rounded off that check valve. And the pipe is welded to it. So the only way we're going to get the pipe off is by taking it off with that check valve. So we're going to have to cut the pipe, unfortunately, which is here at the moment. We're going to cut that and then spin it out, take the check valve out. Anyway, so while the WD-40 is soaking in on the bottom of this injector line here, I'm just going to soak around the top of the injectors with WD-40 as well. Let that soak overnight, or for a few hours, and then we'll try getting them off later on or in the morning. Just want any excess off that hose from the cloth. This WD-40 is also pretty bad for plastics and rubbers. Okay, so we'll leave that for now and we'll come back later on, try and get them off. It's got my 3 inject lines here. Let's just give them a soak in some WD. Leave that for a bit, then we'll get a wire brush, give them a bit of a scrub down. Oh, the dirty boy. Well, there we go, we're looking a bit cleaner, I think. Just taken this out, be very careful. There's a spring inside it, and in the fuel pump there's one as well. So we're just going to jam some paper in there to stop it falling out as we try and loosen the next one down here. It's not having it, is it? No. Where's the hammer? The big one.
Ready?
Yeah. So even with Albie's magic wizard stick, we're unable to get it off. I think we're going to have to cut the pipe and then take out the valve thing. There we go. There's no going back now. There we go, there's the fucker. Luckily for me, my man Albie has come through with some replacement check valves which he's managed to get his hands on. And as you can see, these have nice flat edges. He's also got some pipes, some injector pipes. Hopefully we can sort something out. Yeah, bend them into shape or something. They don't look quite right, but they're the right ends. They've got the right connection, right nuts on. Hopefully I'll be able to do something. So I'm just going to move this one down to the bottom because obviously I know this one's the right one and I want to make sure I've got the correct check valve somewhere that's difficult to get to, if you get what I mean. So let's move that in first of all. Right. Here's a replacement. It's got a spring in it. Yes, perfect fit.
See you later.
Let's get those tightened up. So I'm just going to take this one out again so I can get access to the bottom one to tighten it up. Get your 14mm spanner. Slowly tighten it up. Let's get this back in. Once again, 14mm spanner, just get that tightened up. Not too tight, just getting nipped up. Okay, lovely. So there we go. Why do we do this? We need to get the injector lines off to be able to get access to the injectors. So now they're off, just need to wait for my injector socket to turn up. Hopefully whip these off. Hooray! Well, one small panic over. Got replacement pipes. Hooray! So let's go see if they fit, eh? Yeah, let's do that. There you go, that's the replacement pipes. Put in place, not tightened up, but as you can see, everything fits. Thank God. Oh.
There's your W40. Should be a washer in there, bottom of there. That's knackered, that one. Oh no, it might be shit on it.
Dirty.
Look at it out.
This one's a bit tight. It's up against the fuel housing.
Well, at it.
No, I've got it. Luckily we've got this socket that bends.
It's got a rotten tube, hasn't it?
Yeah. So what we had to do before doing these was obviously put all the fuel lines back on, get the engine running and get it nice and hot, which means that the engine's going to expand around the socket, the injectors. And thankfully we managed to get them out. So let's take out the washers which the injectors sat on.
Use something with a little hook at the end of it.
Don't drop it.
Got a little hook at the end of it.
Nice, using our faithful pointy jobby. Someone did tell us the name in the previous video. And it goes in to the engine bay. It goes into the engine bay with the sort of tapered bit towards the bottom. So there we go. That's the 4 injectors and the 4 glow plugs out. I'm going to take these down to Albie and he's going to test them at work. Luckily we've got some part numbers here, so maybe we can find replacements if they're knackered. Here's the part number for the injectors.
I'm checking your injector. So this is our tester, and what I'm looking for here, as you can see here, these old school injectors don't work like modern ones with a trigger. You know, these ones work off air pressure basically, or pressure. And what I want is I want it to spray in between them bars. Now I'm not doing a spray pattern test yet. I may do that later, it all depends on time, but I'll show you how it works. So the line coming in, feeds onto this reservoir. Reservoir then pressurizes the fluid comes up to here, and then you shoot it and it goes in there, and I'll show you. You have to be careful because it kicks out some rubbish. And there you go. Pass. 150 bar opening that. Not bad at all, that. Bang where it needs to be. And as you can see, it kicks out a lot of stuff, so it's atomizing the fuel there as well, just to make it easier for diesels to burn. Right. I'm going to crack on with these. That annoying noise you can hear, I'll show you. Right,
this part of the video, I'm afraid the sound was too bad to use. So Albie's doing a dribble test.
I want to see that the injector opens.
He's going to see if it doesn't lose enough pressure to go below 100. It's basically the fuel's not dribbling out. He's turning the frequency down to get it a bit slower. And that injector is pretty much spot on. He's going to do the rest of the injectors and let me know how he gets on. New washers for the injectors. Well, you're best replacing these when you put your injectors in. You get that one in okay?
Right.
So we've got these two to do. Right, you need to make sure that these washers go on to the injectors the right way around. So which way are they facing, Dad?
That is facing that. So it fits over that.
Turn around so we can see the washer then.
That's that side.
Yeah.
And that's the other side.
Right, and how do we fit together? Right. So here we go, here's our torque wrench. If you don't know how to use these, they're very easy. So we need it on 70. So we'll just turn this round to a 0 at the bottom here. Is on 70. And we'll just tighten this up at the bottom. Go backwards with it, make sure you're okay.
It should just drop in then, right away. Hey?
That's going in well easy.
We'll do a bit of diesel on it.
Right. So with that torqued up to 70, we're going to put all these little hoses back on. Now I'm not sure if this should be facing flat, I don't think it really matters. These hoses are just like return pipes for any excess fuel, like an overflow, to put it back into the fueling system. Ignore this, it's just a cable to my bus bar for my glow plugs, but they're not working at the moment, so we're just going to leave this as it is. That's just a test glow plug we put on the end. This one's a little tight to get on, there we go. That's on, that's on, that's on, that's on, that's on and that's on. Let's get these all put back on now. Just going to do a finger tight for now. Already all went. Bit handy. This one does not seem to be fitting quite right. I was going to say that's why. There we go. Maybe not.
You get on with it?
Yeah.
Right.
Why is that not tightening up? Right position.
The next one,
sitting straight. Why is it sitting straight? There's a special socket for tightening up the union nuts. I'll put the VW tool number in the description below if you need one of these. It's pretty handy. Right.
those are bloody knots. Those tiny knots.
Fucking spanner! How tight are you going with these ones?
Let's get these tied up first now.
That's pretty tight. We'll get to loosen those because it's going to be air in it.
Right.
These back on.
Put something like.
Just refill all over the place.
Right, leave them like that.
Right, let's get these back on.
Can I just check to make sure you tighten them? Oh, you tighten them up, won't you? And you start it up. I'll try to start it up. You can't start it up, you've got the blue thingy.
What?
It should start without a glow plug actually.
Yeah, it has done in the past, hasn't it? They've not been used, have they?
Leave it off then. There's nothing else off,
You
is
just
there?
put the thing back in.
Thing back in. Won't tie it up yet. Where's it gone?
It's on the over there, the bench. So we're just going to try and start the engine now and just check for any leaks. Check there's no fuel leaks around the injectors. Make sure that there's no air leaks in the fuel system. And then once we're happy with that, then we know that we've got the injectors back in, they're all tightened up. and that side of it's working. But for now, let's just get the engine started, turn it over, just make sure there's no fuel coming out around the injectors, coming out of any of the union pipes. We'll be good to go.
Hang on. Try again. Oh. That's that bloody funny one. That's loose, it's not tight enough, that's nowhere near tight enough. Right, try again. Two of them are bloody leaking here.
Yeah, we are going to need to bleed the air out of the system as well.
I know, love. Good. Go on, try again. Still leaking because this bloody thing's not sat properly.
That check valve's too long, isn't it?
Fucking hell. I don't want to really damage anything on here.
We get them shaved down.
Look, it's loose. It's still loose. Right. Try again. Oh, no, it's still loose. It's not sitting right. See, it's got to sit exactly in that olive.
I know.
It's not sitting right.
That's what I mean, the pipe needs bending, isn't it?
There you go. We can sort that out after bleeding, what have you. No.
Yeah, see it's coming out of the top as well. One more time.
No, it's from the bottom.
No, it's from the top.
Right. The only way I can think of doing it is undoing the bottom. So, undoing the bottom and taking this one out and then tightening this up.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep. So as you can see, it starts, but it's leaking from one of the injectors. So we've not got time today, but we're going to have to obviously take those unions off again, take that second injector out, and give it all a good cleaning, basically under the washer or heat shield. Make sure there's no dirt in there, make sure there's no dirt on the threads, and then put it back in, see if we can stop it leaking from there. Regards to the leaky unions, my guess is that's because two of the check valves which we got are a little bit shorter or longer. So let's see if we can get hold of some proper ones. Get in there. So we took the injector out and had a quick look to see if there's any crap on the thread on the injector and in the engine. And we noticed that on the union side of the injector, the thread was a bit worn looking. Look who's here once again to save the day, returning the injector and the pipes. Albie, how bad was it?
Alright.
Cool, thanks. So we've got it all plugged in, plumbed in, and we've tightened everything up this time, haven't we, Albie?
Yep.
Do you want to do the honours?
Bye-bye.
Oh, well, we're going to burp it? Okay, we're not going to burp it, we're just going to get it running for now, see if any shit's coming out. So I don't see any fuel coming out, which is good. So there we go, there's a short video on replacing the injectors on the GTD, on a diesel Golf. Hopefully you found it interesting or helpful on the process of removing them and and reinstalling them. It was a pain in the arse, but we got there in the end, so we know they're good. So the next job is to basically sort out the glow plugs and get that all working. Maybe drop a like or subscribe if you found it useful or entertaining. Okay guys, it's pissing it down here, so I'm going to go back inside. Thanks a lot, see you in the next one.